Okay. Whew. My goodness, you guys. Lots to go over. Light my candles. All right. Okay. Hi, welcome to WCIA Network. I have some really great information to go over tonight. I have, hi, my members. I feel like I'm on Romper Room every time I do this. Muffin Top, Darlene, welcome back, my members. Jen, hi guys. Let's see who else is here. Donna. Thank you guys for joining, my little subscriber members. Thank you. Let's see here. Okay. That's cool. Hi guys. Well, I have a PDF on Summer, a PDF on Michael Vaughn, a PDF on Harmony, a PDF on Serenity, and then a PDF if we could get to it on the landscaping thing. Hi all. Let's see. I'm going to go over here for now. Okay. I have gathered information. First of all, everything I do and say here falls under the Act, Section 107 of the Copyright Act from 1976, Copyright Act. And everything that I do and say here is for the sake of the missing children. It's to tell their story, get them justice by sharing their story that comes through me. It comes through as, I don't know how else to explain it other than it comes through when I'm live with you guys. It's just what happens. It comes through and things show up and things change and the truth prevails. And the truth prevails. This channel is there's no room for negativity. There's no room for discussion of who's right or wrong. This is only a philosophy, a theory, and it's based off of my psychic abilities and what I have been shown to show you and being told where to go get it. Because the information that I'm showing you tonight was really in a very deep corner of YouTube that nobody is looking at. Basically, the videos have maybe 20 views. Maybe. The person who I got this from, I'm not saying she's guilty or not guilty. What I am saying is all the photos tonight really show the images and the elements and the theory and the story that these kids have been trying to express for now. It's going to be a year soon. And the videos themselves are very clear and follow the same format. It's nothing new. It's just clearer, and all it does is it shows information how these kids are all connected. They're connected all by the same elements. And the day that the authorities do pull this together with whoever they're working on, this will become part of the story. Either way, I'm writing a story for the children. I don't need anyone's approval to do that, and nor do I need anyone to tell me if I'm right or wrong. I know this is their story. I know this is what they want. I know they want it. They want justice. They want their story to be heard. And I don't need to wait for any authority to tell me if I'm right or wrong, because if they don't get on board with this, I will be publishing this one day. Look at Summer Moon Wells in this photo. I'm not going to show you any of her video. It comes straight from the video. I already talked to Harmony Montgomery's detective. He has everything. That's where I'm starting with. I am not starting with TBI. I already sent the information. But Harmony Montgomery's is very strong. Takes only one case to break open because they're all the same. The longer I keep a photo on and talk about it while it's on, I just call it the work of God or the work of spirit. It shows the elements. Shows the elements. If you see, look in the little corner, you could see the heart showing up. This child, I don't believe that this is the summer moon that we know of. But those that are new here, when I say this is Summer Moon Wells, there are some pictures here that are summer. I do not feel as if this one is summer, the summer that we know, the summer that we know as the girl, as Summer Moon Wells with the beautiful blue eyes, and you could feel it. You could feel her presence. This is one of them, but it's a Summer Moon Wells child because Summer Moon took on a lot of faces. A lot of faces. And this is one of them. This is one of them. You could see, let me open up her PDF because I want you to see the things that show up while we're sitting here talking. It happens all the time. Let me just pop this in here for a moment. And I want you to see all these hearts show up. The hearts are on sticks. And if they don't show up on these kids, then they're not a Summer Moon Wells missing child. This child has a bar around them. A bar around them. And on the bottom is the bar. And then you have the stick coming out of it. I'm going to draw it for you. I have so many pages to go through, but it's very important that tonight's PDFs completely are explained. Because I know that whoever is watching, they're going to need to know this as far as the authorities. Wait, okay, so let me draw this. This, and then I'm going to put it in there. This is connected to a bar that's attached to this child across the neck, because this is what they all have, okay? And they have these hearts Here we go. Let me pull this out and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here you have, I circled the heart on the stick, like I talk about, and this child is really connected to those white bars in the back. This is a prime example because each child that I try to get an image of, like Michael Vaughn and any of the other children, those are being covered up. They're being covered up. Once in a while, I'll be able to get a good shot of it. Again, where I got this information are their very crystal clear information that she's choosing to show. So that is really a bar behind them. And you see those bright lights? See those bright little star lights right by the two yellow bars I drew? It's that bright little light. Those bright little lights are throughout each and every video. I know to follow those lights because they were introduced to me months back. And the lights bring you into the details that are very, very important. Don't get stuck on thinking if this is the Summer Wells that you know. Summer Moon Wells represents all the children. The one on the right is Summer Moon Wells. The one on the left is not. Do you see the difference? Our Summer Moon Wells still went through the same process, but the other children that went through this process with her were called Summer Moon. They all have a name. They all have an identity. And they all went through this horrific, horrific purpose, ceremony, sex trafficking, whatever they were sold for was up to the person who sold them, right? So the one to the left, of course, those little hearts show up everywhere. The one on the right, you see those bright lights, right? Let me grab it and show you what happens. What happens when I crop those bright lights? They tell information. So however these guys chose to cover their information up, I know there are a lot of people that are still stuck and they're like, oh my God, look at Summer Wells has a bruise on her eye. Okay, the bruise we've all been talking about for going on 11 months. All that stuff we've been talking about. Like, people don't know. If you don't know what else to talk about, don't go backwards. Go look at this stuff. Look at this. And notice the heart that's under her arm. Those hearts, they're there for a purpose. Those are whatever they need. Whatever they're doing, those are part of the equipment. And that bright light, that's part of it. Those aren't just twinkling lights, twinkling to make the picture look pretty. There's the white thing with the red heart in the middle. For those who don't know what those are, just go back to my other videos. I'm not reviewing and placing photos from videos from the past anymore. Once in a while, I'll do it, but you could watch the videos super easy. They're great, and it'll tell you what the elements are. So what you're looking at right now, that little light, and now there's a white face like that underneath the light. Later, at the end of the presentation, I'm going to show you how those white faces like that, we don't know what they do, are buried underneath the ground where the landscaper points it out. And they're connected. They're actually connected to the stick with the heart. And it's that exact, it's this exact face. Oh, trust me, maybe I'll take it out. It's this. That. This is a very important element to the group. Very, very important element. I'm actually going to open up the landscapers thing and grab it just so I don't forget. Because his isn't that long. Let's see. Of course, I probably took it out. No, I didn't. It's here. Wait till you guys see this. This, I had a copy. So in the landscaper's information, he goes all the way and shows all the way underneath the hay, stuff like this, right? Mind you that, wait, I'm going to copy and paste it. These are the same things. That little guy here on his finger that he's so proudly showing is the same thing as this. And see how it has a little light and it has a heart? Right? That's on Summer Moon. Somehow these are placed within the fields. Somehow these are part of their purpose putting it within the crops, because this here with the light and the heart is what's all the way down there. And I followed the lights. It's right there. There's the heart on white on the bottom. Right? I'm going to open chat up to make sure you guys are following me, how I'm just really quite narrowing this shit down. That's that. This is what they're planting in the crops. In the crops. Tell me if you guys see this. See, the elements, okay, Muffin Top, yes. Okay, because it's, the elements for those who've been watching are really, really coming to nuts. Like they don't look like crazy elements anymore because they're matching. And this is the reason that I selected this landscaping group is because they're showing it, right? They're showing it. This picture right here comes from that group, and I have their PDF, but it's all right there. So all of a sudden, these little bony things that look like bones and heads and whatever with the stick and the white and the red heart, the exact element, he is showing where he's placing them in the field, in the grass, and he shows location. Look at that little guy. We've been looking at this critter for a very long time. But now I've never seen it actually placed, and it has the white strings in it, all those white strings in it, right? So now this is what we're looking at is the purpose. This is one of their purposes. This is one of their purposes. It's not just one landscaper, one farmer, or blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of them. But I think, it's not that I think, I know this is the story. Because it doesn't make, it just all comes together. And check this out, you guys. These are all different kids that are on this girl's YouTube page. They all have the same element in the eye. They have that little white thing with the red dot in the middle. Right now you're looking at Harmony's eye, Summer Wells' eye, Michael Vaughn's eye, and one of the Orson, I think that's one of the Orson boys. I'm going to show you the picture. Now, you cannot tell me for 1 second that that's a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. All of the children in this lady's YouTube videos, they all have the same element in their eye. Now, this one, I have to, when we get to the boy, this is the element. So again, this is another way that these children are connected. There's no way that all of a sudden they have one of those bony things in their eye. Michael Vaughn is on the bottom. Harmony Montgomery is in there. And they all, their eye colors shift. This is Michael Vaughn. This is Summer Moon Wells. You You guys see that? So this was yet another element that really popped for me. And it's very important because we've been watching the eyes, right? The eyes are so important to these people. And the eyes speak, and they put 3 prongs, they put 2 prongs, they do a lot. I notice them all. See how this one has a little light? It's important. So they each have the same thing. All of them. All of them. And it's the left eye. So this here, as this one changes and gets brighter, I kind of just put this here to leave it because I wanted to see, I didn't crop this one too much because I really wanted to see what comes out of it. But I think we just saw it. It showed itself a little earlier than I thought it would. That this is the same thing that is down under the ground that the landscapers were showing. Or the leaf blowers. I don't know who they are. I'm not mentioning companies. It's not important. It's not important. You know why? Because there's so many of them. There's so many companies. But what I liked about the company that I found through one of my listeners sent me an email is it'd be very easy to go over to this location of where these bones are because it's all on their videos, right? So this is what's actually on Summer Wells. This stuff really didn't show up in the other photos because for some reason this lady, she really has photos that we've never seen before. So there's different versions. I'll never forget Benny Keys's live. I won't forget it because it was like a light bulb moment for me where Benny was trying to show when the son or Don Wells said, or his son said something, whatever it was. He played the video and the lady said, no, that's the wrong version. You're not playing the right version because Benny couldn't find it. It wasn't in there. I'm like, you guys are such idiots. Like, there's only one version. Like, how many versions would there be? You don't get all the other versions and cuts and things that wind up on the floor in a news station. One version is the version that made it on TV, and it's the version that they had of the interview. I'm like, yeah, you're looking for your version that you guys sliced and diced and put your own stuff in. It was so obvious. This lady, this here that I'm moving back and forth is a massive, massive part of what these children go through. Here are the lights. I wanted to show you these lights change and they shift, and that they place other children's mouths over each other's mouths. So she makes it look like she's doing hearts, hearts, hearts. But when you stop in the middle, and I wish I could show the video, but I really don't want to. When you stop in the middle of the video, it's a different child. So sometimes we saw lips like this when she was in the car. And I remember a few creators like Tiffany, like, why are her lips shiny? And it was always so frustrating to me. I'm like, because it's fake. And this is what her lips looked like in the video. Bright blue light, you guys, is different from a bright white light. it tells different information. So when I see the bright lights still shifting and changing, I know to zoom in, let me crop it, and see what's happening with her eye. It's a game for them. It's a game. They're playing some sort of a game on that little phone that they all have that that they're making a fucking boatload of money. And it's sick. It's sick and it's just sick. So her eye looks like this. So if I were to consistently keep blowing this up, we know that's not what her eyeball looks like, right? But this will turn into an element that goes deeper and deeper and deeper because all of their information is so embedded. It's so embedded. But you'll see that this photo is going to change from what you see there. So are her lips. So is her neck. But if you all want to, have fun and do something when you have downtime, take photos like this and just have patience. You crop it and you watch it. And then God does its work. God does its work. And it shows information. The longer it sits there, the more patience you have, it grows. And that's what it's doing. I learned this the hard way when I saw their pictures like this, moving like this. It was way in the beginning where I was staring at a photo and it wasn't moving. I saw it in my third eye, and there were these big, huge black trucks with big, huge wheels that were going across. And I know it happened because it was a vision. They were going across the Wells' property in the back. They were coming out of like that tunnel. And I was in the kitchen, and that was the first time in my life that I had experience like that, because my whole body, I was watching it, and I yelled to my daughter to start taping me because I knew I was going to go so deep into it. And these trucks, these big, huge monster trucks, which this was a while ago, right? Were going across the field, across the grass in the back. And it went towards one of those trees, and I started burning up. And that's how I knew there was fire, because I felt the burning, and my daughter had to rip off my jewelry because I thought it was burning me. Like it was burning me like fire. It was pretty intense, and that's why I don't really stare at these pictures as much as I used to. Here's a photo of what is behind her and what is around her. It's those white, again, it's the white strips. It's the white strips. This is the photo I showed you earlier. It's a real photo. This is right in her video. It's untouched. That's the left eye. And this is Summer Moon Wells. On the left side, for sure, it's Summer Moon Wells. I'm not quite sure if that's Summer Moon Wells on the right side. Right? You could see it. I'm going to go back to this picture real fast. When I go back this way, I went over it a little too quickly. This picture has a tremendous amount of information coming through. And the reason I'm going back to it, and this is a great example how those bright lights get brighter. Don't ask me how or what, but this is part of how they program their information. It's how they program, and that's how you see things underground so clearly. Because the things that I'm showing you here are exactly what's underground in the landscapers thing. It's this stuff is all underground, and they have little lights, and it's part of the purpose. And we have been looking at this shit going on 11 months. It's the same thing. And somehow, the end of these children's life, at the end of their whatever they're selling them for prior to this happening, this is part of what their purpose is. And you know, believe me or not, don't believe me, I think they're connected to the trees and the branches and whatever else, you know, is going on. It's what it is. This is a poor photo, but I kind of wanted to show you a close-up of the eyes. They all have these little things coming out of them, but this one was so clear in the video that it's probably the clearest that I was able to ever get it. It's a difficult thing to grab. I think the next slide is even better. It's the same slide, but if you look to see what's going on in her left eye, you will now see a close-up of what is in all the children's eyes. Now, obviously, we don't know exactly what this is, but this eye thing has a very large role. And this is a real photo of Summer Moon Wells in her process of whoever put her through this. This is a very, very important photo. She's covered in the white around her head. And this comes from the girl's picture. All of these kids wind up in a circular thing around their head. And just the other day when I zoomed into my channeling and I said out loud, I listened to myself, I said, I feel like I'm in the middle of an eyeball. I said, I feel like I'm looking outside around, like I'm in a round thing, and all I see are blood vessels. And that's what I saw from one of these pictures. Now it's kind of clear to me, it's a little clear to me that this is part of the process. Now understand that this lady, these aren't hidden. These are very crystal clear. These pictures are not covered. They're not deep faked. You could see the contraction. You could see everything. It kind of pulls the story together that we have been looking at in a very horrible, horrific way. But this is what each of those children look like, you guys. And they all match. I mean, look at the eye, right? I just showed you. Let me show you the eyeball from the other kids that have that same thing. So here, I'll take Michael Vaughn's. So whatever you see in that eyeball, oh wait, let me make it a little smaller, appears. So we may be like, what the heck? No, someone superimposed it, blah, 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 blah. But that worked for us 10 months ago. But now that there are so many more children of the Summer Wells missing children that have the same elements showing up in their eyeballs, now we have a story. Now we have a story. That's the story. You know? That's the story. There's it's right there. They're the same, you guys. They're the same. And I have been showing you these eyeballs, right, for a long time. But now, unfortunately, there are more children with it, you guys. There are a lot. There's a lot. And they've all become victims of this process. This is little Summer Moon attached to that white thing on her head. The lady, I have a picture like this of each child. This is the one that I got very choked up showing you earlier because I could feel her and channel her in those moments. It's a moment of surrender. It's a moment of nothingness for her. You know, she knows what's going on right now in this photo. She's already been going through the process. And it's like her body is lifeless, but not gone, just, I'm going to brighten it up just so you could see the back. And you're going to be able to see the TV screen. You'll see the hearts. And look in her eye. She's connected to that thing to her eye. It's right in the eyeball. This is what's going on in the back. That is the white, those are the white strips that I just showed you before. Her head is on there. Her head is on there. And I could always, no matter what, I could always crop into the white heart on the stick. It's right here. There has to be one, you see. Because I don't think their equipment runs well without it. So this is going to be a little faint because if I make it any brighter, I'll lose it. But that's right there. This is what is on her neck. It's right there. She's not moving. She's connected. And this lady has every one of them like this. Every one of them. She's not good. This photo we've all been looking at she's holding a doll and she's in a dress. Let me see what other one I have of here, so you could get a grip on what it looks like. But it's the heart is between, it's in her neck. Oh, here, I do go to a next page. It's this picture of her holding the doll. And the doll is actually, it's connected to that thing on her neck. And she has a heart behind her ear. And it shows very crystal clear in this lady's video. Of course, we don't understand it. But let me just, oh, see how the one behind it is completely pixelating? That's how you know you got something of importance. This is what's on her neck. That's on her neck. There you go. And even though that looks pink, it really is white. So the pink will go away. She's already, in these photos, she's already covered in all that white stuff that they put in the ground, and they have these things running through it. I can't even pretend to understand it, but all I do know is it's their way of helping the farmer. Helping the farmer. Helping the people that feel like that they have been a victim of this world. And what it is, it's murder. All it is murder. That's all. It's nothing more and nothing less than murder. Let me see what this is. See, the pictures are just keep changing as I'm talking. They're like blowing up. She's connected to the A-frame on the left-hand side. This is a little goofy. I don't know why I have it like this, but it's the A-frame that's on her left-hand side. And behind her, let me crop it in, is a face. It actually shows a person. Let me get closer in. This is the person back there. We don't know who it is. But she's not on a porch. This is what's going on behind her, is what it is. Summer Moon Wells has been going through torture for years. And many, many children underneath her, before her, after her, have been going through the same torture. We only know as Summer Moon Wells, right? And we know the other children too. Harmony, Michael, like those. This is what her head is actually in. It's like that. I wanted to show this because it matched the one on the right hand side, her head is against one of those white A's that I just showed you here. Wait, let me go over here. The white A's right here. See that white A? That's the same thing that is here in a whole different picture. And it's also the one that's with Robin. So these photos are just meant to show that she's in different locations, but she isn't. She isn't. There's nothing about these photos that tell the truth, all the truth of Summer Moon Wells' story goes way beneath the photos. Way beneath the photos. There's no truth to her poor life, right? DJ, thank you. Another member showed on up. Just note there's no truth to it. I am going to put a different PDF up here. I'm going to put up Harmony's. Harmony is the next one. Harmony Montgomery, they're all together. If they could just put all the moms and the parents in one room and not let them go until someone busts open, we'd have our story. These photos were the most crucial photos for me to get to the detective over at New Hampshire. And I did because and I sent the video just shows it as clear as you see it here. And I sent screenshots of the video because it's just as clear. It's not like you have to play it slow or, let me see if I could find the screenshot. Let me see. But I'll take out the name of who this was, so you could at least see how crystal clear it is. Let's see. They throw it away? Let's see. Wait, I'm seeing if let me see if I kept it. Tire. It's under tire. Oh, 1 minute. I may have thrown them away because I just didn't wanna. Yeah, I did. Oh well. The video itself shows it very clearly, right? It's wait, I'm looking again. No, I threw it away and emptied it. Okay. Harmony Montgomery, this all comes from the same person. These photos, the reason I mean, obviously you could see something's wrong with this, right? But tires are part of the transportation. If you look at my prior videos, you'll see me saying these are the big they're like the big monster trucks. They all meet in this big field and they have this huge thing of tires. I'm like, are they going in the tires? And at a Tiffany's place, at Tina's place, Tina's and the other places, they have tires there on there. They show the kids playing in the tire, laying in the tires. At the farms they do, at that marijuana Tina's place, that's a big one. They have the tires just like this. And that's when I said it's half sticking out. So the tires at the marijuana place, they're half sticking out of the ground. And I'm like, that's a thing that's half sticking in and half sticking out. But no authority has gone to dig. And so when I saw this, I'm like, this to me was just an affirmation that they are using these tires as part of the hiding place, part of the of them moving them, of transporting them. This child is coming out of a tire. It's coming out of the tire. I mean, it's super obvious. Oh God, I really want to show you. Let me see if I have it on my phone. I really want to show you the picture, how crystal clear it is. Let's see. I get rid of my photos so fast. Wait, let me look. I just want to show you how clear this photo is in the video. Harmony Montgomery. Okay, this is what I just sent to them. Okay, let me see if I could show you this. All right, let me send this one to myself. And I'll crop out the lady's video. I mean, her name, so I don't, because it's not necessary. It is not necessary for me to show you her name. But what is necessary is to show you how crystal clear this is in the video. You're not going to believe this. Copy. So this comes right from her. Right? So this is what I sent to them. Like, that's obvious that she's stuck in, she is in it. Like, she's in a freaking tire. And the more you play it, the worse it gets. It's a 3-minute video, and in Harmony Montgomery is coming out of a tire. So this is why I sometimes I like to show that, because it's important that you guys see the validation that these are valid photos that are coming from people that no one is looking. This video got 18 views. 18 views. You guys do not know who she is. These pictures are going to consistently change. She is connected to the tree. Look at. And that's Harmony, you guys. That is her. However you want to slice and dice it, but she has cabbage coming out of her head. So the TBI, it's not the TBI, the people in New Hampshire, they were wonderful, very nice. There's no way. I'm sorry, I'm having a really tough time. Hey guys, give me a little love. Let's get some thumbs up here. And if you'd like to join, that'd be wonderful. As a subscriber, a member, because I will do members only chats. And support the channel would be wonderful. because you guys, all I do here now, it's like my full-time job. It takes the whole entire day to prepare a show. Like these are basically shows. I'm not even, it's a show. And it takes a long time to prepare. Wait, let me open up her. Wait, I'm opening hers up so I could crop in closer. Where'd you go? Oh, here it is. Okay. I want to crop in closer so you really see what's coming out of this girl's head. And as I showed you, it is right off the video. She has every element on her. Now, interesting, I wonder why she has a blue heart. Did her mom use blue hearts? I wonder if her mom used blue hearts and not red hearts. This is, unless this is a boy, I don't get that at all. I do see there's like kind of two different looks in this thing. Like it looks like half of her has no hair and half of her does. But this one comes with a blue heart. See how inside that tire, you guys, it goes deep in there. You go in the tire. It's like in the tire. That goes just coming out of the tire is what I'm trying to say. So if I were to, here I'm going to try to brighten this up. You're going to see a hole in the ground. All right, I'm going to brighten this up as much as I can without ruining it. But this is what's behind her. In here, what's behind her is a hole. That's the box that I'm talking about. That is a box. And that's behind her. There should never be a box inside of a tire that she's coming out of. The whole entire thing is wrong. That is as boxy as box you could get. I don't care if your child's playing in a tire. That should never be this. That's what's behind her. That's what's behind her. The other picture she has is she absolutely positively has photos of her connected to the sticks coming out of a fake stuffed animal. That's one of the sticks with the hearts. I have never seen a picture like this of Harmony. Nobody has ever seen pictures like this of Harmony, because if they did, this would have been discussed. It would have been discussed. And Harmony wasn't, I mean, strike me if I'm wrong, but she seems to be able to see quite perfectly. And I said that before. Someone said she was blind, but she's really quite looks right at you. I don't understand that concept. You see? And look at her right side of her, under her neck is the white stuff again. What I'm doing here is showing you the repeated elements. It's repeated elements. And this is so filled with guilt. This is so filled with the story. You guys never have seen it like this. She's the only one who has these photos. And her songs are all about, don't worry if you don't feel safe where you are. In time you will. We will see you in time. I know it's new. I know it feels strange in your new place, but we're going to be there for you. Her song choices really match what they believe is in this resurrection. It really matches how their purpose and their thoughts of why they're sacrificing these kids, and they're putting them through a lot of torture before that sacrifice gets placed. And it's really sad, but this is Harmony, and I have tried reaching out to the mom, and these parents are not giving any. They just are staying away, and that just makes me question. See her neck, how it's covered in that fake, it's like that fake skin. They put that on there, and I've showed that with other, especially the rich families. If those rich families don't go down with this, I'll make sure they do, actually. And she's looking right at us, right? It's really tough. I find it very tough. It's very tough to look at. This is just another it's just another snapshot from her video. I just took, her video, they're not like, they change because it's a video. So I try to take a snapshot. And I am not even sure why she would even expose that she's hiding in this. Obviously, because no one watches her channel. Nobody's watching her channel. This last video, I think, had 18 views in the last so many weeks. I mean, no one's watching her videos. They keep it low-keyed. No subscribers, low-keyed. They don't want anyone. This, to me, is information for specific people to see, and that's it. There's the heart. I even know what's connected to her ear. We have seen that on, I thought it was like one of those things that you put on animals, but we have seen this connected to kids' ears. It's not new. It's just, there's her heart. It's just very clear, that's all. That's the little heart. But this is Harmony Montgomery. And just like Summer says, she is in the leaves. They're in the leaves. They're attached to the leaves. They're in the leaves. This one looks a little funny. See how the color's changing? And that's because someone messed with it. When someone messes with pictures like this is what happens to them. Let me see if I could fix it. Because whatever room she is in is the room. It's one of the rooms. Let me see if I get a better one. There you go. She is in some room that this is the white room that I see all the time, but Harmony is going through part of the steps. It's clear. It's really crystal clear. Is this Harmony connected? She's all connected. The reason this color's like this is because it's gonna change. We know that. It either blows up or it's gonna show the truth. Look at that. How crazy is that look? See the top of her head? But she is in some surgical room. It's a close-up of what's on her. And look behind her neck. I showed this one earlier. And there's a close-up of her neck. This Harmony went through a lot. They all did. All these kids. They all have the same, like, white cap on one side of their head. They all have that same heart. They see that thing on the top of her head, right above her eye. Then they have something on the other side as well. But she's in like some surgical room. This is what's on the top of her head. It's pretty much all the same, you guys. See behind her ear? This is the same white room that the other children I have had pictures with. But this is the first time that I've seen those red things hanging so clearly. So clearly and just right in the open. Because no one's looking at her stuff. No one. There you go. This is Harmony Montgomery. No matter how you slice and dice it. This is her. This is her. Let me see if I could brighten it up a little bit. Let's see. Maybe a little. Let's see. These kids just didn't disappear, you see. They didn't just one day get gone. This is a process. It's a process. It's a schedule. The parents have to somehow prove. I mean, it's just not something that happens like boom. Let me see if I get this one out there. This is the other corner. You know, and then you watch them cry and carry on. Well, there's no way they didn't know that this was going on, because their kids have to be away from them for a while to even let this happen. And it's all in the same room. They're all in the same white room with the same elements on them. Oh, this is her neck. Wait. Let me see if I get it better. Wait. So sometimes it's, after I crop it, it's kind of hard for you guys. Okay, yeah, this is her neck. This is in another part of the video. And those are the 3 prongs. And you could see the machinery behind her. Right? This is Harmony. And this one is a real obvious one that no one picked up on. But you know what? Then again, that no one really sees these pictures. I mean, these pictures are new. No one has seen these pictures. Has anyone ever seen these pictures? There's no way. And every photo that I have of these kids, these hearts are on them. And many a times they're covered up with hats, or see how they're getting pixelated? They're covered up. But it's right there. I wonder why that picture does that. This is the last one I have of Harmony. My question is, why is it that they have photos like this? Because it's very obvious that they're already in their process. Like they're already with the people that are doing this. So how is it that they have photos of their children in this situation, right? That's really my question, is like, how do you get these photos of your child in a situation like this? But yet, here's Harmony's number 5. Watch this. This is what's on her. Number 5. The 5s are all over the place. But look at her. Really, look. These photos have been played with, tampered with. They're videos. And this is child number 2. Now I will go to Michael Vaughn. Blood I could put to the side. Harmony I could put to the side. Wait. Okay. All right. Now we're doing Michael Vaughn. Okay. Michael Vaughn's is just 17 pages. I've gone through a lot of information with him for months and months and months. There's a lot of incredible photos and images and elements that I have in the past. My suggestion, if you want more information, definitely go through my videos. All I'm going to show here are the new pieces of elements that came from this lady's page. The most important pictures that I have never really seen clearly is pictures of the mother connected to her children. This is what I find to be the most disturbing. That she could be connected with one of those tubes. I've seen this. I have seen these tubes before. It's nothing new. I am not showing anything that that is new, that's new elements. I'm sticking to all the same information for those that are new. My followers know that that's what I do. I have my handful of elements and I'm not changing them. When I see photos like this and the mother is connected to her children, and I know she is, and she's still out free and hasn't been pulled in, I don't understand. This is exactly what they're doing to the children. This is exactly what they did to the Watts case, to the Watts children. This is exactly what they did to Lori Vallow's children. I would love to interview Lori Vallow. This lady has fake cried. She's done a lot. I'm getting a little closer. That is a tube, you guys. Now let me bring back. It's not being covered up. It's on her child's head. It's on her child's head. Let me just make sure that I get these really bright and clear for you guys, because it really upsets me. It really upsets me how the fakeness, I saw it from day one. That right here, sharp, bright. Look at what's connected to the top of her baby's head. It's right there. You can't mistake in any of this. This is what is going on in this photo. To me, They could bust these cases open in a millisecond if they would just pay attention to the fact that the parents are involved and that this is the process. That's really clear, you guys. Like, I have been trying to show this shit for months and like getting it out there and showing it, but this lady has it all laid out. She has it all laid out. This is done in a laboratory. This is done by people who know how to run health equipment. This is done by people that have deep pockets and they have the money to support it. This is the mother of Michael Van. This is the mother of Michael Van. The other pictures, again, are the same thing that she has going on with Michael. He too has a tube coming out of the top of his head, and it's all attached to the mom. It's all attached to the mom, you guys. I'm going to go back to this picture that I showed months back, and I showed how, and I understand that it didn't look like it, that he is attached to some obstacle thing, and it looks like a tree. It looks like a chair, but it isn't. When I go further back into these photos, it has actually the equipment back there, and it has a hole in the ground. So if I were the authorities and I saw this, I would ask the mother, because it's her photo, where is this? Because there's a hole in the ground, and that's a cement ground, and it's being lifted up. It's being lifted up. Michael Van is connected to something around his neck. It's not a chair. It's right there. It shows it very clearly. It shows it. Let me see if the next picture shows it too. Yeah, there it is. It shows it very clearly what's around his neck. So all that other information that you see there is fake. The location is real. That bright blue heart's just going to get brighter. Pay attention to what's on his neck. It's around his neck, and there's a heart on his neck. This mother knows what happened to him, and she knows exactly what happened to Summer Moon Wells. Period. Hi, Miss Peaches, member. Thank you. Yeah. This is our little Michael Van, and it's in standing here today and doing my live. I could tell you that I am crystal clear on this stuff. Dear little angels, and these children have done a really incredible job sharing their story and pointing me in the right direction. Incredible. It's exhausting, but it's worth it. And that's why I can't do anything other than this, because it fries me, and used to never fry me. Never. It used to never make me tired. Same thing with this. It's just showing Those same elements that are coming out of the side of his head, they're smooth, they look like nothing. But when they show over and over and over and over and over, they mean something. This is his mom's head. Again, this is what the mom looks like, and this is what's on the side of her head while she's holding Michael, right? Let me see if I could crop it. Okay. Oh, yeah. It will. Let me show you the whole picture because you really can't get a gist of what this is. So she has one of those bony things, and I've shown that before, you guys, in other pictures. People are like, oh, it's a hearing aid. It's not a hearing aid. Michael is in a bad situation. This picture, I've shown it before. He has stuff all over his head. Right now, what I'm focusing in on is what the mom has behind her ear. And the only reason is because I've never seen it like this before. I've never seen it like this before. We've only seen Michael Vaughn's head look crazy, but not like this. This lady has photos that I have never seen before. Never. And she has stuff connected to her head for the sake of whatever the purpose is. It's right there. It's no joke. This picture just shows that their purpose stands true. For some reason, he is connected again to the leaves, to the plants, and it's right there on the side of his head. They have something there, then that's just what happens. May make no sense to us, but let me tell you guys something. They're doing it, and it's sacrificial, and these kids are born into it. This is Michael Vaughn, and he has that shit connected to him. And he's not smiling. All that stuff is a deep fake. His teeth are wrong. The whole thing is wrong. His eyes never stay the same. They're always different. This lady is the only one that I have ever seen a picture of Michael connected like that. It's what he is. It's what he's doing, guys. So, closer picture of what's going on with his eyes and what is connected to his mom. This is very telling. I'm showing you that the eyes are two different eyes. They're not the same person. One eye's blue, one eye's green. Sometimes they're brown, sometimes they're not. So he's just like a Summer Moon Wells. They use and abuse his face, and the eyes have these eyeballs just change. And this is Michael Vaughn. Oh, I really hope to bring them justice, you guys. It makes me sick. I'm physically ill from I'm physically ill from it. It's been tough. It's really tough because, you know why? Because it's not stopping. It's not stopping. It takes one parent. It will take one parent to open the door. This is what's going on to the children. Exactly what you see here. Forget that their eyes are open. This is what's going on with them. This. I think that this is, I've never seen these pictures before, but I feel as if this is the same location, almost like a home like that the kids go to. I feel it. I feel that this is part of the like a transportation or where they go. It's like to make them feel comfortable, like they're in a home, to make them feel comfortable. But what I want to show you are he has the same clothes on for both these pictures. These are very wrong. The eyes are wrong. The face is wrong. It's not the same child. I don't know what this is, but he has the same clothes on, and this is completely covered up. And this picture to me are photos that were taken after he left the house, like after he was already gone, but the parents know where they went. And it's very hard to look at. He's already gone through some of this process, you know? And I'm telling you this because I get a reading on it. And my reading on it is he's already being abused, and he's in a bad situation. And I just would like to know, how is it that the parents, how is it that they get these photos? If it's this lady that's sending the photos, how is she getting them? Is she there? Is she there with them? Like, these aren't photos that we've had access to. He's going to have that same heart on his head, and his eyes are not the same, you see. He's already in the process of whatever's going on. His eyes all bloody. And whoever took this photo knows everything that is going on with these children, because this just, it all makes me sick. It all makes me sick to look at. All of it. And I promise these children that their story is going to get out there. I'm getting it out there. It needs to be written. It needs to be written. Because when I look at his face, I could be hysterically crying. That's how connected. Now, on my normal day, I don't go around crying at all. I've got a lot to be happy for. But I can tell you that when I look in their eyes, I can't look too long because it's just sick. These kids are not all the same kids. Their eyes do not match up. The left to the right do not match up. And I am going to one day have this story. I'm going to have this story because it's torture. These kids are not all Michael Vaughn's eyes. You see that? It's impossible. It's impossible. And you guys, like, it's, I can't even keep the tears from coming. I am going to make sure that they get their story and they get their justice. It's just too hard. These are not all Michael Vaughn. So I call bullshit on whoever's doing this. Go down or do not go down. Their story. The story will help stop it. Here's another photo of Michael. He's obviously in his situation because the little girl behind him has a mask on her face. And she's sitting in one of those little chairs that you can't move. And that little child does have a mask on her face. Forget that Michael's smiling because he has a bruised eye. This is another bad situation. And let me crop in. Whoever is behind him is sharing this with him. They're in this, and we've seen kids with these masks many times before, especially in the church. Especially in the church. And again, his mouth's always bloody. His eyes always bruised. So this is the same kind of picture I told you that I have of Summer Moon Wells. I just showed it to you guys. I'm going to pop it up here. They're the same kind of strange photo in the dark. Let me grab it real fast. It's the same appearance. I'll show you what's in the background. It's the background has the same information in it as Summer's. This photo has the same equipment and background information as Summer, as if they're together. And this is what I'm talking about, you guys. They're in the same room with the same white equipment, you see. On their heads and in the back. The coloring and everything is the same. Makes me so fucking sick. Trust me, none of you guys have seen these pictures before. If you have, I'd love to know. Let me brighten up Michael's and I'll show you what I'm talking about. His head is connected to the same thing. These children have walked the same path, seen the same thing, and have gone through the same process. These two photos. Now these two, let me show you, these two I'm going to put up here have not been touched or tampered. They're exactly the same. You don't have to be intuitive to feel this. You don't have to be a psychic to feel the intensity of these two babies. You just don't. Okay. Serenity. Serenity has the same thing. Serenity also was on this lady's YouTube page with photos I have never seen before. Serenity also has her head down on one of those white, whatever you want to call them. But she has the same elements wrapped around her head. Wait, where's the other one? Here we go. It's all the other kids I just showed you. Let me brighten it up. Hold tight. Okay. So you cannot mistake the fact that she also is laying down on whatever it is, and she has these things around her neck. and it goes into her neck as well. It's right there. This is the process. Every one of the children that she has on her page have the same thing. They all have the same elements. Let's see. That I keep. I have shown this picture before, but I'm bringing it back because you could see the information that I was talking about, but we sort of couldn't see it before, right? They're really clear here. I'll blow them up. Get rid of this. I showed you what Michael Vaughn had, that little white cap on his ear, right? So for those of you that's never seen the white cap, you're like, oh, I don't see it. It's hard. But this is the white cap. So let me grab Michael's. Okay. I'm just going to show you the white cap on his ear, because sometimes you could see it a little clearer if you compare it, to other photos. Let's see. Where is his? I'm going to grab it. Okay, here it is. Okay. Here's Michael's. So when I show stuff like this, it's because it's repeated. It's repeated over and over on different children. Let me turn it around just so you could tell easier. Copy. Okay. This is Michael Vaughn's thing on his ear. It's the same. They're the same whatever, and this is what was connected to the trees and whatever you have. But it's the same kind of a, who the fuck knows what it is, but all the kids have it on their ears. And they connect it for their purpose. Here is Serenity as a baby. I'm showing you that she has been going through this process with the mom and dad since she was a little baby. The father has whatever he has on his cheek is connected to that ear. And this is why the parents have so many pictures of them against their faces. It's not because they're giving their kids love and tender care, and it's because this is part of what they need to do. Like what you see here he's connected to his daughter the same way, basically the same way as this. This is the same thing, you guys. So all of this stuff repeats itself in every child that I'm showing you. It's in every one of their stories. This is their story. This is their story. And this father is connected. Let me crop it. Let me show you the little heart so you see it closer. And it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing that you see here. Right? Copy. This is that. No different. This little heart, and in his eyeball, this is the same thing she is doing. To Harmony. I'm sorry, to Michael. Same thing. And look at his eye, what's happening with his eye. But that's beside the point. And look at the heart that's starting to show up. See the things that show up? It's getting brighter, blah, blah, blah. You know why it's getting brighter? Is because that's a very important part of the information. You see. It's a very important part of the information. It's right there. It's exactly what she is doing. It's parallel. The only difference is it's a different child. That's it. No other difference. She has a different child. Just a close-up of her face. I'm not going to go in the mouth. There's a lot going on in there, but I don't feel as if I need to do that. Plenty of pictures I have in the past you guys could look at that. So many photos I have of what's going on in the mouth, but we're going to stay in the bigger ones. This person, I don't know who she is. Does anyone know who she is? Is in the Serenity video. Now, interestingly enough, what they do with this girl is she layers their faces together. This girl is used as a layering of another child. Now, I don't know what that means. But this child layers perfectly. And if you look at what's on her head, it's the same elements that they use constantly. Yeah, you know what, Don? I just opened that. She does look like the Watts child. I don't know who she is, but she does these weird things where they swirl and then their faces go on top of each other. I can't explain it like actually, let me uncrop this to show you what her whole body looks like. Wait. Not her whole body, but what's on her neck. Because what's on her neck are the hearts and stuff. I just don't know which girl she is, but she's someone's daughter, right? Look at her with that thing on top of her head. And they're using her as part of Serenity's photos. I don't know what that means. The authorities are going to have to figure that out. But these kids are, they're all together. It's a group of children. And it's all the same group of kids and then some. See? I don't know who she is. I could put her face out there because I think she's one of the missing children, because all this lady does are missing children. So, according to her, so if anything, it will just help. See, this is what's on her neck. So these kids are all in the same situation, right? This is on her neck. She looks very familiar. Looks very familiar, but when she mixes the photos together, it's the authorities are going to have to figure that out, because these kids are all together. So that's what's on top of her head. It's an element, and it's crystal clear that it's attached to the top of her head. Attached to the top of her head. So when she swirls these faces like this come out. Don't know who they are, but the authorities are going to have to ask her. I'm not sure who these kids are, but they have moose things around their necks. And I put them in this Serenity presentation because they're in her Serenity video. So I put it together because that's how she presents it, you know. And this is another child. This is actually a different one that have those same things in their eyes. They have the same things in their eyes as I showed before. I don't know if it's the same or different. This little boy is anyone, I don't know. I don't know if she has a name, but he has the heart in his ear. There's a lot of pain going on here. And they're just in the Serenity video. This is also in there. I put this out there because it's got the number 3. And I heard Benny say today that Ernie's number 3. And this also matches up with that little boy from Australia, William. William from Australia has this same photo in his information. They never got back to me, but this whoever did this in this photo is, to me, the same person that is intertwined with Williams from Australia. So if there's anyone out there that works with that one in Williams, let them know. I have tried, but this is number 3 also is matched up with Ramsey. He has it in his glasses, and number 3 is all over his daughter. The big one. Oh, and this, I know this looks weird, but that number 5 box, when these kids are in a spin in the middle of the spin, it shows the 5. So this is also, to me, that's Don. Oh, this is hard to see. Let me get the regular picture. This is one of the children's, again, these kids were with Serenity. So, I need to keep them together because I feel as if when someone puts a bunch of kids in one video, I feel as if they were grouped together, right? Let me see if I can get this bigger. This is a child's face. I think I don't know who this is, but this child has this around his neck. That's a symbol that the Wells use all the time. So he's in this harness white thing around his neck, and then these little squirrel heads or whatever they are pop up. And so this is yet another boy that shows up in the Serenity video. It's very sad. It's very sad. So who is Nikki Rule? I don't know. But as soon as I saw this photo of a child in a purple room that looks like he is in a white room and the heart appears under his neck and there's that little toy and it's written like that, I think of Summer Moon Wells. And I think of Don, I think of Benny, I think of all of them as soon as I see this stuff. Because this is not a normal photo. To me, it's another child wrapped in white. And this was in the Serenity video as well. Yeah, there's like a lot of snowflakes. And that little toy, if I were to give my reading on it, it has three scratches on the top. I don't know what that means, but I think that is what's symbolic about that cat. Who is Nikki Rule? Who is Nikki Rule? Let me see if I could look this up for 1 second. Let's see. Nikki Rule missing. Oh, that. Did this just happen 4 days ago? Let me see. This says 4 days ago. Let's see what it says.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's case is an especially urgent one and a very, very heartbreaking one out of League City, Texas. On April the 16th of 2022, little Nicholas Rule, who goes by Nicky, celebrated his 4th birthday. And the very next day, on April 17th, which was Easter Sunday, around 3:45 p.m., Nicky was snatched up off of a couch he was sleeping on at his grandma's house, where he lived, and taken by people that are strangers to him. His biological mother, Robin, and his great aunt, half-aunt, Tony Marriott busted through the door of the grandmother's home and brutally kidnapped him from the only home he has ever known. Nikki's maternal grandmother, who has been raising him, is Tally Adams, and she had been there at the house but had briefly stepped out to run an errand. I think it was only supposed to take her about 30 minutes. Nikki's paternal grandmother, Jo Rule, was there at the home. She tried to fight them off. She tried...
Okay. I call bullshit. So I guess this just happened on Easter Sunday. Whenever. So isn't that interesting that this is in the Serenity video? It kind of sounds like a Summer Moon Wells thing, right? I have other photos of them, but I didn't know. I really didn't know who this was, and it looks like it just happened, but the photos that I have really, really do show that he is a Summer Wells missing child, and that the family kind of set it up that way. That's my read on it, right? Okay, so those are the children and the kids that I really wanted to go over tonight. Now, let me close this. Everything that I have shown here, let me close this, really all matches. And what I want you guys to pay attention to, if you can, wait, hold on, copy, is if you don't do anything, even if you just crop and paste the eyeballs, you will see that there's a symbolic connection between all these children, right? And this is what it is. I found it very interesting, and it's hopefully will make a difference. Hopefully will make a difference. I was very excited to have found it, and I was excited to send it off to the authorities, especially the Harmony Montgomery coming out of a tire. I think that showing all the same elements that connect these children together, and the fact that it came from the same YouTube channel that gets 0 visitors, was something that really, it struck me. And again, I don't know how I found her. I have no idea. I never know how I find things. This is what I'm going to end the night on. I'm going to end the night on going over some guys that I call them working in the farm, landscaping, working with hay, working with leaves. It's just what they do. They're out there. I'm not going to mention their names. I'm not going to do any of that anymore. I never really cared to. The guy, basically, I said harassed me. I actually put in a report. Which we all know, when someone goes to that kind of a level, that something's wrong on their end, right? Or just immature. But I don't really care about him at all. What I care about are the photos that I pulled off these videos. Now, we all know that deep fakes are real. People put shit in people's videos all the time. We all know that here. That's why it's hard for me to ever say someone's guilty, not guilty. That's not what I do here. I'm here to look at something like this And if it's part of these kids' story, I'm going to add it. I'm going to add it. Hold on. So, months back when I started seeing these little teeny houses, I saw these little teeny houses on Tina's property going back and forth by the wells. I saw them actually, one of the cases, my mind's so fried, where they found one of the little girls in one of these little houses. And I see them traveling. They travel back and forth on big trucks, yada yada. And as soon as I see something like this, I need to take notice. I need to take notice. Don't show this again. Especially when the person who is panning back and forth. So this video, it's a video that they had. Within seconds, they panned back and forth, and within seconds, the inside of the house changed, as well as the window. I asked this guy I gave him the opportunity to come on up. He basically called me retarded. And then he sent me pictures of shit in the toilet. Like, seriously. Like, craziness. All because of missing children. Makes sense of that, right? Anyways, when I saw the inside of these houses that were in the video, and I saw that what was in the house were the elements to my story, you bet your ass I'm going to stop and look, because I'm told to stop and look. The first house, you see that there's two houses here. The first little house that's in the back has this in it. It has the table, the heart, and it has the machine. It has the machine. The second time he passes that exact same house, it's the same house. Look at same house. There's the flag. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across the top. You pass that same house as he's panning all the same time. The inside now turns into that chair that is part of a major element in this story. I know for a fact that within seconds, where is it? Within seconds, this isn't going to change. Let me open this up. So within seconds, let me put them side by side. You have this picture that changes within seconds to the inside of that house. Now, I've seen all of these elements. We've been looking at them. That should never happen. That shouldn't happen. And that happened with the same elements that I've been following, right? So that same video, I continue going on, and you slow down the video of the truck pulling up. I pulled out, this was a very, 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 very large PDF, but I chose to not keep all the pages in. I actually deleted like 70 of them because I didn't want to make it about the company and really create any damage. It's not what I do here. So I'm just keeping it to the kid's story and about the children and about how there's a picture of the baby in this inside the truck that's being dragged in the back of the pickup. So I'm not about to show any of the other ones. This is what's going on in the back of the truck. I didn't see any leaves being thrown back there. They may look like they may have put leaves back there. I don't know. But someone turned it into this, right? It was turned into this. Now, someone could have taken his video and done that, right? But I don't know. Someone could have done that. It's up to authorities to figure out. I'm here just to point it out. No one's guilty till proven guilty. I'm not saying they are. What I told him is you better be aware that someone did this to your videos. You know, someone did this to your videos. And this is what it looks like. The most important thing that I found here, it's not those first few pages, but is this. To me, this sort of looks like the back of Don Wells's house. The machine that you see surrounded by the pink that's the same white machine I have been following since the red Toyota truck. Remember the red Toyota truck? And all of a sudden we saw this red Toyota truck. I'm like, it has the machine in it. This is the machine. It's the machine. It's this was in there, and then to me this looks like it could be Don's backyard. Not to say it is, but you know, you never know where anything is, right? Because people really play around with videos. And then you have that white covered body. That's a closer look at the machine that's back there. Now, if I were to play their videos, and I'm not going to play any of their videos, because I'm not going to start with that. I'm going to have respect for them. So, but if you were to look at a video, the machine moves in the same movement as Don Wells's machine did. Like it's popping something out and popping something out. So as everything else is staying the same, there's movement back there. And this is what's in the tree. Right next, you could see the machine is right next to that, right? This is very important to notice because it matches what was on the Wells property. Let me bring this up here. This is what matches identically to what Don was doing as he's fixing his house up. The machine is back there, and then there's these things hanging. It's pretty much the same setup, and this is why it was important for me to show this. Really important for me to show this. I covered up the license to be nice, but the white bags that are, I don't know, shown in many places. They're shown at the Wells house on the ground. They're showed with Grandis at the fire pit. They're so many places. So I need to pull my elements together to show all the different places that they're located, and that is one of the white bags. It's the same one. As they're pulling the tarp away, this is no joke. This is what's popping from under the ground. So obviously, we don't know if it's really popping out of the ground, but it's really clear in the video. And knowing that I think that this stuff is underground and being hidden underground, I have to show this because that is a person's face under the tarp. Yes, there's a man's face. You can't miss it. You see the nose, you see the mouth. So as they're cleaning up the leaves and moving the tarp changes to this, and there's faces under the tarp. Let me kind of move the face around so you get a good, maybe this one. Let me get rid of the yellow. So this is what's under there. That's a man's face. You can't deny it's a man's face. So it's a face, but for some reason, everything is maroon or silver. I don't know exactly we don't know what processes are. Someone may have put it there. Again, I'm not saying that these guys did anything. But most people that are going to see something like this are going to post it. And many a times this is the color that they use for the bodies. Maroon, maroon, maroon. Maroon and white. Maroon and white. It's just what it is. Right? That's what they used. So all of this is under the tarp. And what I do is I watch them moving these tarps. And this is why I had to bring it to your attention. It's important. So this is what's under this tarp. And behind them, I wanted to get a good glimpse and a photo of the equipment because I like to put the equipment together that I see, like all the supplies. I shouldn't even call equipment. The supplies that I see in the garages are the same. They're organized the same. They have the same buckets. They have the same red, yellow, white. It's all the same. So I take photos of it and I keep it to the side. As this group moves into the field, I watch the equipment and what the equipment is doing. A lot of jugs in here, a lot of white jugs with the hearts. There's a lot of information within whatever this is. The most important thing to me that I saw was a tube and this guy with this metal thing over his head holding a head that has the light on it. So this here, copy, let me see if I could get the whole picture. Here's the whole photo. Okay? Now, this is the only reason I needed to pull this to the side, because it's just so symbolic to me, and it doesn't look anything to do with him moving a leaf. I mean, only because I've seen this shit before, right? I just think that it's just all a nutty situation, and I had to show it because things just change. Like, this situation changes and changes and changes, and if it's a real situation and no one's done anything deep fake on it, truly it should never change, right? It should just stay the same. This, what does this have to do with collecting leaves? I mean, this is why I'm putting it out there. Someone could have been fucking with them and put shit out there and whatever. But that's a head to me. I'm sorry. I don't. I've been talking about heads for, like, it's going to be a year. It's exhausting, you know? And I've seen someone dressed like this for months. And I have to put it out there. I have to. So, as I'm going through it, I am noticing the trees and the bark and what's sticking out of it. Now, this stuff was sticking out of the trees. It was very obvious. So, knowing it matches right up with the philosophy and their purpose and the trees and the trunks and putting shit in the trees and the trunks and in nature, it's right here. It's right here. Let me take away these lines and I'm going to show you this. It's not covered up. It's really here. And this is what one of the trees look like that it's in this video. Right? So what this does is just reinforces, to me, it just reinforces my philosophy of what's going on. This is another one of the tree barks that he was holding, but it changes. It does change and things get added. There's a lot of emphasis. There's a lot of emphasis on sticks and branches and tree trunks, where I've never seen that before. And I really wish I could show you some more of the other stuff, but I really don't want to. I just don't think it's necessary. Here is a picture like I showed you before, where in the video he is reaching down under the hay, and in the hay I think he's reaching down specifically to show whatever that is under the ground. This to me is a whole setup. There's shit under here, and those poles to me identify where it is. And you also see those gold little locks. There's those gold little locks that I have pointed out to everyone in the past. And there's the gold locks. the blue lights, everything in here makes sense to me. And this is kind of like part of this whole system. The system's huge. These kids get sold. It's like a very, very, very big system. And they're born into whatever this is. They're born into it. And they're being sacrificed for it. And I think they also do it to criminals. I think they're doing it to criminals. All the way in back of this farm, there's a small little house. This is where I told the TBI to go dig. I see what's there. I could tell what's under there. I know intuitively where this would be. But I can never go by myself. Could never go by myself. So this, you guys, take it for what it's worth. I think that is one of the heads with the torso. He's pushing something over there and he's taking out the garbage. This is what it's called, to take out the garbage. Exactly what Benny said. This guy is dumping the garbage. This is a person, I don't know if it's a full person, no person, but this head is what you just saw under the tarp. There's no difference between this and this process that he is showing. This person is no different than the same person than this. It's the same. It's just moving. They're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. I had to show this because it matched up to Benny Keys's thing he showed. I don't understand it yet, but he showed it on his hand, and I'll never forget it. Actually, I think it's part of the machine, and I put it to the side every time I see it because it's going to come into play. Here's their truck again. To me, this is a body that is laying down, wrapped up. I would like to know what you guys see. I mean, what do you see here? Do you see that same thing? Wait, let me grab it. Get the yellow off. This. So, what do you guys see here on the truck? To me, it's a body laying down. The bottom half is in one of those green things. I mean, this is on the truck. Yeah, knees to chest, yeah. And it's like that the head is on one of those maroon, you know how I always say it goes between like these maroon things on each side of the head? This is the shit that I'm seeing on the trucks. And this, I think, is the equipment, one of the same equipment that I keep seeing. It matches. it matches. The numbers down the side are the same. They're 5s and 3s. Those are the little boxes that they use. Let me see if I cropped it. Those are the little boxes. I don't know exactly, but I think this is really part of the equipment. I think that this is very important thing. Those are in here. And the bottom one is what we see in the eyeballs. Let me crop it. It's and wherever this is, like these little ones are what, and you know, this is what's great is because I only stayed in my elements, and because of that, I'm not really throwing anything out here that you're going to be like, what you talking about? But do you understand that these are the same elements that are in the children's eyes? And the strips down the side are the 5s and the 3s, and I could show that to you in one of Summer Moon's photos that I just showed you like a minute ago. But this here is in their eyes. That's in their eyes. Let me grab one of them. Let me see here. Summer. It's in Summers. Okay. Let me show you how that is the exact same thing. Here's Summer's eyeball. Oh, let me crop it smaller. Okay. So I can get real close. Okay. So this here, which is in the machine, is the exact same thing that's in Summer's eye. You see. No difference. It's exactly the same. Exactly the same. And it's exactly the same as it is in crap. Here's Michael Vons. What the crap? So when I know that that's a piece of equipment and I'm told to, you know, put it to the side and then it actually matches like this, I find it quite exciting, right? This is the machine. These are their eyeballs. And that little, let me show you this strip on the side is down under in the ground. This strip, let me find it. Oh yeah, that's oh, before I go over there, this is the green, these are the green buckets. They're identical. It's crazy. I mean, it's pretty much a lot of shits in here. Let me show you those. These are down under the ground. Wait. It's right there. I'm going to go back. See if I get a better picture. No, that's probably going to be the best picture. See, those are 3s and 5s. They're connected to a lot of things that I've shown in the past. But I'd love to see if I could find something here. No. I think it's with one of the kids. Anyways, this 3 and the 5 is, they show up. So next time I go on, I'll compare it and I'll show you what it matches to. But right now my eyeballs are like flipping out. How funny is that? That they think that's part of collecting leaves. This is interesting to me. It's just part of the wood. Look at that. I really took a lot out that I thought was just a little unnecessary. Here's the locks. We've found locks before. They're right there. Come on. No, it's not in here either. Look at the blue lights. Oh, here, I have the locks circled. Those locks are underground. Whatever's under there, it's there. Like, they could just go find shit if the authorities really wanted to. Because it's locked. Great picture. It's a lot of information. So these green things, I've shown you all the way back to Tim Mullen has them. They're just really part of whatever they're traveling with or whatever they're doing, right? It's there. It's, yeah. Let me close this out. It's summer. So that was today's or tonight's unbelievable bunch of information to go over. I want you all to do your own investigating, do your own homework, and look for these things and stick with the elements. Try to stick with the elements that I've shown because I've worked super hard to make sure that they're real elements and they're not ones that I'm pulling out of my ass. They're consistently showing up in every situation. I mean, we all know that Summer was like, I've shown you her covered in white stuff. That's the same picture as this. It's all behind her. It's all there. So, the moral of the story, these kids have gone through a tremendous amount of pain, suffering, and their story has to be told, has to come out. Some parents really should step forward, because these photos do not become these photos without a story behind it. Just don't. And I hope tomorrow, maybe it'll be Harmony Montgomery, maybe it'll be Michael, maybe it'll be Summer. I think that Summer's purpose is exactly what she's doing. She's leading the parade to justice, because they're all Summer Moon missing children to me and on my channel. So because she has pulled me in so tightly and has allowed myself to look at all the other children involved within her eyes, but she won't be the first one to tell the story. I know we found, they found a body, but the story has not been told. Serenity's story has not been told, has not been shared. And that's so sad. So, I'm going to keep going. Right? All right, you guys. Oh, give me some thumbs up and love on your way out. Let's see, I'll open chat. Oh, you're welcome, guys. Yeah, meditate. It works. I love you all. Thank you so much. You watch over my channel so nicely. No one bothers me. Maybe it's because I'm not in the chat with you. I need rest. I'm like falling asleep, right? And plus I've got some issues going on, so I'm tired. Yeah. So I really would like to meet with God, I would love to meet with Lori Vallow. I think she would speak. I think she went through a mindset, like her mind was reset, I feel. That's what I feel. I might be wrong. I don't know. I've no desire to talk to the Wells. It's disgusting. No, none, zero, zilcho. Oof. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Even Chris Watts Chris Watts could blow this whole thing open. All their stories so far are just not the truth. They're just not the truth. All right. Good night, you guys. I thank you all so very much. I have to tell you, today is April 28th. It was a year ago today that I was introduced to Timothy Pitson. Right before Summer Moon Wiles went missing. April 28th. It's very strange how it's a year ago already. It's been a year that I have been seeing these visions. A year. Good night, you guys. Thank you, guys. God bless you guys. And may tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, will bring some justice to these beautiful children. I will see you all then. Sleep tight. God bless you. Bye-bye.